Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2024. This is my daily stand-up, my regular morning vlog where I report to both of us what I've been doing to make content creation sustainable. And it is a grind. It is a grind. I will tell you, lately, especially with the late winter stats being kind of meh, it feels like an uphill climb, dragging a lot of weight. Yet I don't feel the momentum behind me right now. I know it's there, and you look at the stats, and you go back on a timeline. You can see the progress. It's as the progress has slowed. You can't help, but I can't help but go like, was this it? Is this the last plateau? Is this? I mean, I hope not. I think not rationally, but doesn't mean I'm not plugging along at it. So let's start with yesterday, which yesterday was podcast editing day. Of course, I had about a dozen people. So Twitch sends you this report at the end of your stream and says, how many people total, how many simultaneous, things like that. And they told me that's how I know, because I'm not keeping track. About a dozen different people popped in. Several popped in just to renew their Prime, that free token. I saw a note from you, Jamie, said you popped in and did that. I don't know if you did it during our stream or not, or which handle you are. At any rate, you and anyone, all of you who popped in to do that, thank you. We got the show edited. It's all done. It was a rewind, as I mentioned, and it's. I think we got it done inside of about an hour and knocked it all out, which meant that when I tuned off, I was able to get all the other publishing tasks done within the two-hour window that I allot myself, and therefore it's all ready to go for tomorrow. So that podcast is now touchless. It will become live automatically. It's all scheduled and done. So also yesterday, the other thing I wanted to make sure I do was I wanted to make sure I recorded the next episode of Celebrating Yesteryear for Retro Days, which I did and delivered, so that is complete. There's another one that I could do, and when I have another, it takes me about 90 minutes to do one of those from absolute soup to nuts, and maybe later in this week I'll get another one done as I'm catching up after, I'm still kind of a week behind from when I was out the week for CES back in January, so I'm kind of playing catch up with that, but anyway, staying caught up enough that I'm not behind. I like to be ahead. So let's talk about stats then. So a bit of a mixed bag for stats, actually. So which is it a mixed bag? Well, you'll be the judge. You know that I have this personal metric of over the last 7 days average 10,000 views, 50 subscribers. We had a great day yesterday. Actually, we had an anomalous day yesterday. We had a really big boost of a short video. Just had like a 3,500 views in an hour, and then it kind of settled back down again. But other videos are doing normal, if not a little lower. That being said, we actually dipped back above that low water mark of 10,100 views average over the last 7 days per day. So it's a weird way to say that, you know what I mean. Subscribers still down, but still where they have been sitting around 35 subscribers a day. Even though it was kind of a light-ish subscriber day yesterday, we did hit the next milestone. We were perilously close to it. It's embarrassing how little over it that I went. I think we were only 12 or 15 away from it, and now we hit just over. So we're 45,400 and a teeny bit. I think it was 405, 406, something like that. Which goes to show you how light yesterday was. If we were on the ragged edge in the morning, and the next morning we're just over by less than 10. So that shows you how slow it's been. Stats are okay, but like I said, they're still this flat. I'm still waiting for this spring pickup, which often happens, so I got to be poised for it. And there's a lot of good stuff coming out in the spring. We have the 400 Mini is coming. There's a lot of products from CES that we saw. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be cool. We have a live stream coming Monday. I'll talk about that later, another day later, not right now. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff coming in the spring, but it's not here yet. So let's talk about today then. So a couple things. One, probably in the afternoon, I'm going to try to go ahead and knock out a new long form. I want to go ahead and at least showcase that 77 Sears Telegames Heavy Sixer that I got. Just a pickup video, just a finding, kind of a show it, do a little cleanup, that kind of thing. And talk about any sort of restoration and maybe get feedback from the community, that kind of thing, about what I'm going to do with it. try it out, plug it in for the first time, all the things you do with a new gadget. So I'm going to give that a shot. I think today I can do that. Also, there's a new community firmware for the GameStation Pro that I've not tried out yet, but I'm curious to. So I'd like to take a look at that. Now that's going to take a few hours to dig into and delve and understand. And there's probably a video in it. It's not a cut and dry video because that firmware is very green and it requires a lot of manual modification, but it could be of interest to a lot of people. So I'm going to play with it today and do some research. Also in the evening, 1980s Now is live tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern over on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll be there as well. I never did last week or weekend. I still need to find time to make a trip to drive across the top of the state here in Florida, and I need to deliver. I have so much stuff backlogged. I need to drop off at George's house. I have, visit my mom, stuff like that. I just haven't done that yet. We'll see how. This weekend is pretty packed. I don't know. I still have that to do, but it's the thing I'm finding is, look, when I first started this, I used to say I was unemployed, right? And then sometime last year, I changed that to say, no, I'm self-employed. I'm just not making. I'm not coming out positive, right? So I'm in the early years of an entrepreneurial business where I'm bleeding money, not making money. So I'm not unemployed, but even though I'm self-employed, even though I make my own hours and everything, I find that I just treat this like a job, like a regular business. I'm a little more flexible probably than an external employer would be, but still, after decades of I get up and work till around this time, and then I stop, and then I go to bed, and then I get up and I work. That's my mentality. I don't know that there's a better way to do it. I don't know that if I tried to shift my time and do something different that I would be at all effective, because I am too easily distracted that I need to stay on a task and have a schedule when I'm going to do that task, or I'll just easily procrastinate it and do it later. So my wife and I were talking the other day about how even though I'm making my own hours, they're the same hours that I always had. Interestingly, even the evenings when I used to have calls with my teams overseas, I still have meetings in the evenings. They're just not with my teams overseas. They're recording a podcast or live tonight, things like that. That's very common in my old job, and my schedule is almost unchanged because I think just in my brain I have to keep it that way to stay any kind of productive. I don't know. This is another one of those things that I'm sharing. Really, I don't know that it's of value to people that are interested in YouTube stuff, but for someone who might do this again in the future, look at this and go, "Oh, here's a guy that tried to do it on, just jump in and go full time." That's one of the many little factors that percolate up just your own individual time management. So, little thing I thought I would share. Okay, it's Wednesday. Hope you have a good, Valentine's Day, right? So if you forgot to get a Valentine, hurry down to the drugstore and get it before anybody finds out you forgot. Have a great day. Thank you for checking in on the vlog today. If you did, if you're here every day, I love you for that. Thank you for being here regularly. Have a great Valentine's Day, as I said. Remember to do something good for yourself and your Valentine today. And I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.